my dad has done for me. He has attended just about every one of my events, and if he couldn't attend, he always sent me the prettiest flowers. My dad would also be sure to phone my Aunt Judy and my great-grandmother Dot as soon as I told him I had a great community event to attend. My Nan and great-grandmother have also been some of my biggest supporters, and no matter what time or where the events took place, they didn't care. They said, of course we'll be there. They are some of the sweetest ladies, and I always love looking into the crowd and seeing them smiling back at me. I'm beyond lucky to call them my grandmothers. My dad and my grandmother have become a big supporter of not only me, but of these leadership programs. And I am so thankful to have all of them on this wonderful journey with me. Dad, have a little something for me. If you would come forward, please. Onto the slope, or take pictures as he's doing well tonight. He never once complained. He was always so grateful to be able to be a part of this experience with me. Now this is all coming to an end, I realize that when Barry asks me to help him change the oil in cars and handle dirty car parts, I won't be able to use the excuse, but I'm a princess, anymore. However, with all jokes put aside, I am genuinely grateful and lucky to have him beside me along the way. He has played a big part in making this experience so memorable. There's also another group of very special ladies I'd like to thank. They've been so helpful, and I will forever be grateful for all of the life skills they have taught me over this past year. Thank you to the Annapolis and District Princess Committee, Anne-Marie Monk, Margot Bent, Beth Barron, Edie Murray, Carrie Murray, and Heather Murray, for all you have done and continue to do for me. There are also two more very special ladies I would like to thank, Angela Pelton and Wanda Biden, for taking me under your wing and making the Apple Blossom Festival such an amazing experience for me.
Intensively to make this event possible. I'd like to take a moment to introduce some of our guests on the dais this evening. Our reviewing officer, Lieutenant Colonel Brendan Cook, Acting Wing Commander, 14 Wing Greenwood, Commander Harry Edwards, CD, Commanding Officer of HMCS Acadia, Chief Petty Officer First Class Rob Robson, CD, Coxswain of HMCS Acadia, Premier Stephen McNeil, MLA for Annapolis and Premier of Nova Scotia, Reg Ritchie, Warden of Annapolis County, and Michael Tompkins, Mayor of Annapolis. The objective of the Canadian Cadet Movement is to develop the attributes of leadership, good citizenship, and physical fitness while stimulating the interest in the sea, army, and air elements of the Canadian Forces. HMCS Acadia provides dynamic and structured training programs to Canadian youth to a variety of challenging and rewarding activities such as the sunset ceremony you will witness to this evening. They are encouraged to become active and responsible members of their communities and country. The Canadian Cadet Movement is the largest federally funded youth program in the country, comprising of 60,000 cadets between the ages of 12 and 18, who are enrolled in 1,100 units in cities and towns across our nation. Of this number, HMCS Acadia annually receives and trains more than 1,000 cadets from across Canada during the summer months. Rehearsals for the sunset ceremony are extracurricular activities at HMCS Acadia, and tonight's presentation reflects the high standard of instruction that the cadets receive. It also demonstrates the dedication, enthusiasm, initiative, loyalty, and pride on part of those who are on parade this evening. It is always a pleasure to perform this ceremony in the beautiful town of Annapolis Royal, and especially here in the historical setting of Fort Anne. We would like to welcome all of the spectators here this evening. The performance you're about to see this evening is derived from the 17th century British tradition in military towns. At sunset each day, a call was made on the horn or trumpet. The objective of this retreat call was to warn those who were outside to return to safety in the town and to signal the mustering and posting of guards for the night watches. The changing of the guard was carried out when the guardsmen on duty discharged their weapons and reloaded them with fresh powder during the retreat call. Drummers were sent to taverns, areas to beat retreat, or in Flemish tap-toe, meaning turn off the taps and have the soldiers return to barracks. The parading of Canada's national, provincial, and territorial flags to the ranks of the Guard of Honor, a unique Sea Cadet ceremony, symbolizes the national scope of the cadet movement and its mission to provide national unity. The parading of the flags will be followed by a version of the Naval Sunset Ceremony, which portrays the lowering of the national flag by shore establishments and naval ships in harbor at sundown. The ceremony is as follows. The Guard and Band will march into the parade square from opposite sides through each other's ranks in quick and slow time, and perform to represent a garrison muster. The drum corps will retreat and the band will continue to play, carrying out a series of maneuvers in slow and quick time. The Guard will then march toward the dais, fixing bayonets, and halt and begin ceremonial dressing or alignment of the ranks. This part of the ceremony is derived from the original practice of soldiers marching through the streets of the garrison town. They will then fire 3 volleys with blank cartridges, signifying the muskets are emptied and ready for fresh powder for the night guard. The ceremony of the flags will begin in slow time, punctuated by firing some 2 12-pounder field guns. The guns are quite loud, and we advise parents and guardians to keep their young ones close. Then, with the guard at the position of resting on arms reversed, the finale begins with 2 hymns. The guard will present arms, and the band will play Sunset. You're asked to stand and face the main mast while O Canada and God Save the Queen are played as the Canadian flag is lowered. On completion, the parade will march past the Heart of Oak. You are asked to remain standing during the march past. The officer in charge of the seating ceremony is Lieutenant Commander Mike Randall, CD of Corner Brook, Newfoundland and Labrador. The parade officer is Lieutenant Navy E. Blunden of Beatty Bird, Newfoundland and Labrador. This evening's parade commanders are as follows. The color party is commanded by Petty Officer First Class Mallory McKay of Barrington Passage, Nova Scotia. Guard A is commanded by Chief Petty Officer First Class Kelsey Grant of Mount Moriah, Newfoundland, Labrador. Guard B is commanded by Petty Officer First Class Tina Al of St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. Guard Escort is Petty Officer First Class Alexander Rodenizer of Chester Grant, Nova Scotia. Field Gun Number 1 is commanded by Chief Petty Officer Second Class Ryan Drake of Lawn, Newfoundland, Labrador. Field Gun Number 2 is commanded by Petty Officer First Class Carissa Barrett of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. In addition to the commanders, the guns crew have been trained in addition to the commanders by Lieutenant Navy Ryan Pinn of New Waterford, Nova Scotia, and Naval Cadet Stephen Day Reed of St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. The band major for this evening is Petty Officer First Class James Robson of Eastham Passage, Nova Scotia. The band is trained by Sub-Lieutenant Amanda Sanford of Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia, and Corporal Colin Taylor of St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. The salute for this evening's ceremony will be taken by Lieutenant Colonel Cook. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present HMCS Acadia's Sunset Ceremony of 2015. Thank you.
Watching him shoot his rifle, and either his jam because he didn't fire the last two shots. down the hill there, straight across. Right straight across over there. That's where you gotta be, though. There's